A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
What up, everybody? So glad you're here. It's thunder to put the flow back in your ear. High noon and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon from parts unknown. Although if I hold my camera at a certain angle, you know those parts. That's right. Trevor's on vacation, so I have taken over.
That sounded so bad.
What did I say?
If I hold this camera at this angle, you know these parts.
Oh, slow down. Slow your roll, bro.
Oh,
Man.
Happy Friday.
What's up, gutter man? I didn't know you were in the gutter this early, Tommy. But my name's Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. We are the Mason Crosby Show, and we are here. Yes, I am in Green Bay. You can see why I'm in Green Bay right on my shoulder right here. That's right, Whitefish Bay basketball. It is girls basketball tournament at the Rush Center. Right now, the D5 semis are going on right now. Later today, D2 and D1, Whitefish Bay playing in the D2 semifinals in the 2-3 matchup against Elkhorn. And I will be in attendance. I forgot my blue face paint, so I won't be painting my face blue. But I will be representing loudly and proudly, Mr. Tommy Dub.
I thought for sure you'd be half white, half blue, kind of like a throwback Bucks hair, kind of purple-green action going here.
I should have called Dr. Dave, who I think went to Whitefish Bay High School, but he forever had the green and purple spray paint for hair.
Right.
But I think he does have blue now because obviously the Bucks do wear blue from time to time. I think he has that. I wonder if I could still go to Walgreens or CVS or something like that and get some blue, or a Party Store, of course.
Well, the game is supposed to start in the middle of the show-ish, right?
No, the first game is 1:30. That's Rice Lake against Beaver Dam.
Got it.
So that's the first semifinal, and then the second game is always that like the Badgers today. They play 1:30-ish. I think Whitefish Bay plays like 3:15, 3:30-ish. And so wherever you are around the state, I know we can watch those tournaments on some of our local TV channels. I know there's streaming opportunities. And then after Whitefish Bay plays, a lot of good D1 matchups. Undefeated number 1 Tosa East takes on Green Bay Notre Dame, and Arrowhead against Pewaukee, which is just like, I mean, they might have it's funny that they have to drive to Green Bay to play Arrowhead versus Pewaukee. I'm surprised they don't just walk out of their houses and get in a rock fight. Like the disdain those two programs have for each other is just palpable.
Yeah. Is this obviously your daughter's first time experiencing her school going to a state championship type thing, state tournament?
It is. She is, one of her best friends is a state champion swimmer, but I don't think she went to state for that. She went to sectionals. Last year, I'm trying to think if there was anything. Actually, Bay lost to Tosa East last year. Tosa East then was upgraded to D1 this year and still went undefeated because they are just a juggernaut. So it's basketball season. I know all the boys sectionals are going on. They went on last night, and the rest of the games are Saturday, and state will be in Madison next week. So we're just having fun here on the Mason Crosby Show, watching prep basketball and all the other sports that are going on right now as we're kind of getting ready for spring. But Tommy, can you get ready for spring when 7 feet of snow are supposed to land on your state this weekend?
Don't even bring it up. I don't even want to hear about it.
I love how mad you get about weather. I love how mad you get about weather.
Why? You know why on top of it? Because
why on top of it?
Tommy's working all 5 morning shifts next week as well, whether it is for this station or another station. And of course, I mean, Sparky came in and said, you might want to spend the night here Sunday night. You might want to just come crash on the couch if you want. I know you got a new car and everything works great with it, but it might not be a bad idea. So now I'm having to decide on whether or not I have to sleep at work on Sunday because of how brutal this snow could be.
All right. I know like in radio, like we do whatever it needs to happen. But I can't believe in 2026 we're still sleeping at stations. Like, what is the closest like Holiday Inn Express on Highway 100? Like, there's got to be one within a mile or two. Like, can't we get some vouchers for you to stay overnight in a hotel?
I don't
room
mind sleeping at the station.
Don't say that, Tommy. You hold your tongue.
I've done
you never
it.
admit. I know you've done it, but you never say that out loud. You never admit to that. You say this is a hardship. This is something that human beings shouldn't do, and I need to get paid more. Anytime I sleep over at the station, I need every time is $100 gift card. Every time, because I know we have them because we got gift cards like boo, 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 boo.
I'm first team all nice, though. That's what it is. That's the problem.
You're
first team
nice.
all nice, all conference, player of the year, all nice.
Does Bam Adebayo think the Bucks are nice? I didn't hear all the comments. I don't know if you did, Tommy, but apparently after the game last night, by the way, did Giannis take a three with like down by 3 with a minute left?
Yep.
Like just like a pull-up 3 as if he can shoot 3-pointers?
Did you see Miami?
What are we doing here?
Miami Heat Twitter yesterday too, with the Bucks tweeting out Bam did not score 83 points and put the losing graphic out there, and then the Miami Heat quoted the tweet and said, obviously he didn't need to, or clearly he didn't need to.
Yeah. Pella Larson went nuts last night. So the Bucks lost, and Giannis is getting heat, not just for the team making comments about Bam Adebayo, but for interesting shot selection. I saw Eric Name had all those quotes in The Athletic, of course. Good friend of show. I'm sure Jim Ozarski did too. Also good friend of show. And the Bucks are at the Hawks tomorrow at 2. And once they lose that game, like they're not mathematically eliminated, but like there are still people coming up to me saying they could make a run and they could get into the playing game. And I'm like, what earth do we live on where that's a possibility? No, thank you. No, that's not a possibility.
I don't know what I want with the Bucks. It's a roller coaster of a fan experience all season long.
Do you know who I got to hang out with yesterday, Tommy?
Who's that?
Tim Allen. Tim Allen and I did the Spectrum Sports Roundtable with Dennis Krause yesterday.
Yeah.
I had never on air done anything with Tim Allen before, ever.
Yeah.
Before yesterday. I still haven't been on the radio with him or on YouTube or on Twitter. And remember, you can find us in all those places. Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts, whether it's Spotify or Odyssey or iHeartRadio or whatever they are. Just search the Mason Crosby Show and we are there. So we talked a little Bucks, but we obviously we jumped all in on the Brewers.
Yeah.
Tommy, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Brewers won 97 games last year.
They were really good.
I mean, that's not really good. That's like beyond that. That is,
they won 100 games total.
Right. They won 100 games, including the playoff games. And still national media and probably even local media aren't quite giving them their flowers, aren't quite giving them their due. So I'm going to put you on the spot before we get to Quinn Priester, who we want to talk about in this first segment. By the way, a lot coming up today. We're going to talk about the Badgers. We're going to talk March Madness. Don Butch Wojczulis is going to join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. He's at the Big Ten tournament. He hosts our college sports show. What's the official name of it? It is
College
Sports Weekly. Yep. CS Dub. Tommy, right now, you had to write down in Sharpie your prediction for how many wins for our Milwaukee Brewers this season. What number are you writing in Sharpie that you are confident they will win?
I'm setting the line at 87.5. I think with this team, I would take the over. I'd go 88 wins for the crew. I'm a little concerned about the pitching staff just with the lack of experience in the youth, but I'm very confident the offense will be better. I'm very confident.
You and Tim Allen are on the exact same page. That's exactly the point he brought up yesterday. No surprise, because you guys are the two smartest Brewers guys in the room. So I'm not surprised about that at all, that you guys both are confident, but kind of cautiously optimistic about this pitching staff. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. 414-677-1250. How many wins are you predicting for our Milwaukee Brewers? And I got to throw out there, and this is going to be a recurring theme throughout the show today. 6 years ago today was Friday, March 13th, 2020. When I picked my daughters up from school, they all said to their friends, see you in 2 weeks, right? Because this COVID thing was happening, and that the Wednesday night, the NBA got shut down. Thursday and then Friday morning, all of the NCAA conference tournaments got shut down. March Madness got canceled during the day on Friday the 13th. But we were all told, like, you're going home for 2 weeks and then we'll reevaluate. So all the kids were like, oh, see you in 2 weeks. See you in 2 weeks. Where were you 6 years ago today? And Tommy and I will share our stories as we get into the show. But we do want to turn our attention to that pitching staff of our Milwaukee Brewers, because it looks like Brandon Woodruff is healthy. Miz, we know, is healthy. DL Hall looks pretty good. Mr. Harrison, Kyle Harrison, is starting today for the Milwaukee Brewers, and we'll see if he goes a couple innings or what they have in mind for him. But again, as we go through those names and Chad Patrick, there's a lot of youth that we talk about. Even guys who've been around. I mean, Chad Patrick is still young. DL Hall is still young. Kyle Harrison's still young. Jacob Mizorowski's still young. It's Woody. And even Quinn Priester is still pretty young. He's pitched a couple of years for the Pirates, pitched for the Red Sox, but he's not an old head by any means. And I know earlier this spring it came out that there's some injury situations, there's some concern, and Quinn talked to the media yesterday about some of those injury. Not yesterday.
It was this morning.
Oh, is this more? Oh, it was just this morning?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So Quinn earlier today spoke about his injury concerns heading into the 2026 Tim Allen Championship season.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, I'm just kind of excited that we kind of have a diagnosis that we can move through. I feel like we've kind of been dancing around what some of these issues were, and just to be able to have a clear path forward, I think is really good.
Is it a nerve?
It's it's nervy, so it's kind of like jumping all the way down to the wrist there, and obviously that's how it presented first, and then just some other stuff that we're able to kind of notice, feel a little bit tighter in some areas, and then just kind of know that something wasn't 100% right, and then being able to find out what that was, I think, is good, so that we can attack it and make it right.
Quinn, TOS is a little scary when you hear that for pitchers. Why, without getting too deep into this, but why is this one not so scary?
I guess I don't know. It's more of how you attack the situation. I kind of go into it with the idea of, hey, right now we're doing what we can to get me back on the mound, with the bullpen on the 21st and those things. I think those are the reasons why, we have those goals in mind. And with those goals in mind, you're not thinking negatively, definitely. One of, it's not a very common diagnosis, but ultimately it's becoming more and more common. We're seeing these cases more, and definitely feel confident that what we've learned about it so far is going to give me an opportunity to pitch for us this year and, as soon as possible. So just being optimistic and confident, I think, is the right path forward.
What did the doctor tell you specifically about, like, the treatment plan and his confidence that would be able to get you back on the mound?
Yeah, I think, essentially the way it's kind of explained is there's 3 different types of this. I think thrombal, the neurogenic, and I'm probably butchering it, some of it, but and then arterial or something along the lines. Yeah, something like that. And if you were to be able to choose this one. So that's another reason why we have the confidence in it. And so, and ultimately, there's just been a history of guys being able to make it back and pretty quickly from something like this, and have the body kind of reset and get away from some of those things that are pressing on the nerve and all that stuff. That just, yeah, I wish I was a doctor and could explain it better.
But we heard even you were up playing a little.
Yeah, yesterday throwing. So it's one of those weird ones where it's not like, hey, you just can't do anything, because it's just kind of that nerve part where structurally we're in a good spot. It's just something's pushing against that nerve that ultimately we're working to not do that.
What's best case right now for pitching in the game, do you think?
I don't know. You kind of have to talk to how we have it mapped out. I think in my head, I'd love, late April, May, but I'm certainly think I'm on the optimistic side as the player. I want to be back as quick as possible. So ultimately, I'll trust whatever the scheduling is there to make sure we do it right, so then we don't run into anything else trying to rush back. It's a long season. It's a marathon. So get back as fast as possible, but as smartly as possible.
That's Quinn Priester with the Milwaukee media talking about thoracic outlet syndrome. That is TOS. Scary nerve stuff going on from his shoulder all the way down his arm to his wrist. And there's confidence in the Brewers organization that Priester will be able to rehab without surgery. Certainly anytime there's nerve situation, that's a little scary because nerve pain can spread as it is going down, emanating down his shoulder to his arm and his wrist, and how it affects the elbow, how it affects everything in the pitching motion. A lot of positivity there, a lot of hopeful outlook there.
And a lot
Tommy,
of uncertainty.
Right, exactly. And so, Tommy, I don't know if you think they're being a little too positive, or are they not? Or I'm a little torn on, like, are they taking this seriously enough? I'm sure they're trying to do their due diligence. I'm sure they're trying to avoid surgery and have Quinn be a part of the team this year. But you just never know with nerve damage. Like, it could not heal. Like, it's not just like you have a bruise and a bruise heals. Like, nerves have a mind of their own, kind of.
Yeah, and I think that there is optimism from Quinn Priester, knowing that he is a part of this Milwaukee Brewers rotation whenever he comes back, right? He's going to be a guy that is going to take the ball every fifth day, or just at least expected to start as many games as possible when he comes back to the Milwaukee Brewers. I just think that, again, it's just a lot of uncertainty, and it feels very similar to what we were, not calling it the same injury as Woodruff, but we just never knew, right? We never knew a timeline. It was always speculation. It was always optimism. It was the same type of attitude that we've had with Quinn Priester now.
Yep.
And this goes back to October. I mean, like, could they have nipped this in the bud? Could they have done a surgery where he is fully healthy, then maybe by that June timeline, and just misses? Now, I brought it up with 9 to noon at the end there in the 5 minutes with Mitch. I said that this year, I'm not freaking out as much because I really want to see what they have with these back end rotation guys. I really want to know what it is with Sproat, what it is with Henderson, what it is with a guy like Robert Gasser going to get an opportunity to get some starts in. Hey, I'm okay with seeing Aaron Ashby get a start here and there to see if he is going to be the same guy he was in the bullpen. I'm not really on board with it. If the team is healthy,
he's a dog.
Yeah, I just love his role he had last year with the team. I love that role, and I don't really want to see that get messed up either way. But the Quinn Priester news, obviously everyone concerned, worried about his timeline now because it's not going to be opening day roster material.
414-677-1250, 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Remember, we're taking your texts. How many wins are you predicting for the Brewers this year, and where were you 6 years ago today as things really started shutting down 6 years ago today, Friday the 13th, 2020. Ken is in the Falls. Ken, you are first up on the Mason Crosby Show.
Good, glorious Friday the 13th to you, gentlemen. Hopefully
Amen, brother.
Having a great day.
Yep.
Yeah, Brewers, baby. Hey, I can go on the record. I was on Tim's show numerous times last year, and way back in the beginning in spring training, I was the only person, I believe, that predicted the Brewers would win 95 plus. Yes, I will give myself a pat on the back.
Okay.
And
so what do you got this year?
This year, 99.
99.
You know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Because they score more runs than the other team?
Well, that's a good.
Thanks.
You do that, you're going to win a lot of games.
Sports radio host right here, just breaking it down for you.
but I think what you're going to see is a more exciting offense. You're going to see a group of players that are on this team this year, like you've never. I don't think we're going to. People aren't ready for what they're about to see with this exciting Brewers team this year. The amount of young talent that they have and mixed in with the talent that's currently here. Hang on, folks. We're not going to have these scenarios where we're leaving runners at second and third or bases loaded. No, these guys are going to get them in because they're hungry. You can tell the off-season workouts with these guys and watching some of these games have been phenomenal. You look at the size of some of these guys and just the way they're making contact with the ball, man, it is exciting. But 99 plus is what I'm predicting. And Tommy, absolutely not. Will your guy be out in left field there to start opening day? Not with the plethora of outfielders we have, and you know who I'm referring to.
What plethora? What plethora, Ken? We've got Shurio, Mitchell, and Frelick. So we've got 3.
Come on,
that's it.
Come on,
that's your list.
You don't. Yeah, no. Wait till the opening day roster comes out. Wait till you see that.
And Blake
group.
Perkins is on it, Ken.
Right, great.
Well, of course he's going to be on it.
Right,
yeah, but
that's 4. Right. And Yelich won't play outfield anymore.
Hold on. You still have, you have Perkins, you have Yelich. You're going to have some younger guys that are going to be on this roster.
Ken, is Jake Bauers going to play more games in outfield this year than Christian Yelich?
No.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll take that back.
He is. Absolutely, he is, Ken.
Yes. Yeah, it's not even close. Ken, thanks for the call. Ken, we will take that wager. Tommy and I will both take that wager.
Guaranteed he plays more games in the outfield than Christian Yelich this year.
The only thing that knocks Yelich out of the lineup is if he slumps and Bauers and Vaughn split time at first base and DH.
Right.
Yelich isn't getting in left field. He'll play a game here and there.
So for those of you who don't know, I was texting with Beer Count Kenny a couple of days ago.
Here we go.
And he had said, I had made the prediction. I think Jake Bauers is going to start left field opening day. I really think that's a strong possibility.
Not,
I don't think it's out of the question by any means. And Garrett Mitchell is probably going to be center field. I get that. But they also really liked the experiment of Churio in center field. And
they didn't.
I don't think they hated it that much. I really don't.
I mean, it wasn't good.
I think they would love to get the most value out of that contract now on top of it.
All right. Well, we will see. We've got plenty of time. We've got 13 days.
262 just wrote in Jake Bauers 25 plus home runs this season. There you go, 262.
I mean, that's not going to happen either because he's not going to get the playing time. But if he played every day, I would take the over on that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If he played every day, he's between 25 and 30. He's between 25 and 30 if he plays every day. They don't need him to play every day. Especially if Vaughn does what Vaughn should do.
Sure.
We'll see how it all plays out. That's the beauty of all of this. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. There's a new quarterback in the NFC North. Is that right?
Yeah, there is.
Is that right?
There is.
Yeah, I think we got to talk about that. Although not a starter yet. He's competing for a job.
Okay, sure.
All right, well, I'm just letting you know what the team said. So we will get to Kyler Murray and the Vikings. And Packers fans, are you scared that the Vikings will have a better quarterback? By the way, Tommy, I just want to say this for the record.
Yeah.
The Vikings and the Packers had the same amount of wins last year.
Yeah.
One had Jordan Love. One had J.J. McCarthy.
Right.
And they had the same amount of wins. That's not a good look for the Packers.
And the Packers wouldn't have made the playoffs if the tie didn't happen.
That is correct. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. I'm in Green Bay. That's right. Let's go, Whitefish Bay. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. Rumor has it, Tommy, that Mason Crosby is going to be on the show on Monday. It's a rumor.
Sure.
Should we take off? Should we take off now? I mean, Trevor's off all week. Josh is off half the week.
Yeah.
You're on every morning show. Should we just take off the midday show? Should we just go out for lunch every day? Can we set up at a different restaurant every day next week and just like do the show from while we're eating our salads and our bowls with just meat?
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'll be here. I'll be working.
I know.
I don't even know. I can't even look ahead to plan when I would want to take a week off because it gives me anxiety. Just missing work for a week. Like I don't. Right. Last week was hard enough, and I was working all week. I didn't like it. I was. I really was. I don't think people understand that it was harder work than. I mean, it's radio, right? It's not like it's construction. I'm not trying to claim it to be hard work, but. I mean, they are long days.
Or thoracic outlet surgery.
It's 12-hour days. Got to the got to the stadium at 7:30 and it's gone at 6:30. It's 11-hour days, rather.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings yesterday agreed to a 1-year contract with quarterback Kyler Murray. For Murray, the deal provides an opportunity to revitalize his career, and for the Vikings, it allows them to elevate the quarterback play that largely doomed their 2025 season. Minnesota will pay only $1.3 million of Murray's $36.8 million salary for 2026. Obviously, the Arizona Cardinals will pay the rest of it. Murray will have arguably the best supporting cast around him, and the Vikings certainly thinking positively that the upgrade from J.J. McCarthy to Kyler Murray should help them, a team that did win 9 games last year with one of the worst quarterback rooms in the NFL. 414-677-1250. Does this move the needle for you with regards to the NFC North? If your predicted finish in the NFC North yesterday was Packers, Bears, Lions, Vikings, or Bears, Packers, Vikings, Lions, or Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings, has your thought process changed with regard to the NFC North because Kyler Murray is coming to the Minnesota Vikings? I had Kyler Murray in fantasy football last year, and that by no means makes me a Kyler Murray expert. I've actually had him for a number of years. I really like Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray should be significantly better than he is. I know he's not quite as young as he used to be, so he's not as fast as he used to be. He used to be very effective with his legs. He's not as effective with his legs as he used to be, but he can scramble and he can still get some yards on the ground when he needs to. He's got a big arm. You know, there's a reason the Oakland A's first round pick or whatever it was. Yep. And that he was, you know, by all measures, was in line to be a pitcher of relevance in Major League Baseball because he could bring it from the mound. And so he's got a big arm. His defense reading, his decision-making, all questionable from time to time. There are times he's out there and he looks amazing and he looks great. We still have no idea what that Arizona season would have looked like if that running back hadn't dropped the ball after a 72-yard run, because that completely changed their season. They actually were playing pretty well up into that, but then losing at home to the Tennessee Titans literally derailed their season. Then Kyler Murray got hurt. I think, like, again, it's hard to predict what Kyler Murray in Minnesota will mean because he is so amazingly inconsistent. But the Vikings are a pretty good football team. And if Kyler Murray can somehow figure out how to manage the game and not need to be the star, not need to lift the team the way he did in Arizona because they were so bad, this could work for the Minnesota Vikings.
87 games through his first 87 games. 20,000 passing yards and 3,000 rushing yards. The only other 2 quarterbacks to have those numbers through that time, Josh Allen, Cam Newton.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, he clearly effective with his legs, clearly effective with his arm. It's tough because we talk about this in the NBA, right? A lot. We talk about this a lot, Tommy, when you stat on a bad team. And Josh Allen and Cam Newton mostly statted on good teams. Like those were good teams built around the quarterback. Arizona's a team that was built around the quarterback, but was always bad. And so whether Kyler Murray got a number of those passing yards because they were down by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, or whether he got a lot of rushing yards because the pass rush was unmanageable and he had to take off instead of making the throw and staying in the pocket. A little more of that with Kyler Murray than Cam Newton or Josh Allen, but you can't debate those overall big numbers. And if Kyler Murray can figure out, playing with those 2 running backs and with obviously JJ 18 and the rest of the wide receivers, like Minnesota could be sneaky good this year. I don't think this makes them great. I don't think this makes them, I wouldn't pick them to win the division, but they could be sneaky good this year.
Well, it's not a competition. Can we say that right now? Because there are reports of he'll come in and compete with JJ McCarthy.
Right. Yes, that is what the Vikings announced. Yes.
No, if JJ McCarthy is the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings on game 1, something went horribly wrong this offseason for Kevin O'Connell and those guys in purple. I think that I'm actually kind of worried about all of this, just from a standpoint of the rest of this NFC North is shoring up everywhere that they need to, and Green Bay has done the same with going out and getting Javon Hargrave this week as well, trying to get positions of need. But it's going to be a very tough competitive division yet again, and I can't tell you who I feel is going to finish last today in the division, just as I can't tell you who I think is going to win the division today in the NFC North.
Our friends at the Potawatomi Sportsbook have the Lions as a slight favorite to win the division, followed very closely by the Green Bay Packers. There's then a little distance between them and the Bears, and a good amount of distance between the Bears and the Vikings between 3rd and 4th. Tommy, and that's the thing. Like if I told you right now that it's going to go Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings, I wouldn't be surprised. If I told you it was going to go Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings, I wouldn't be surprised. If I told you it was going to go Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings, I wouldn't be surprised. There's very little. I don't think the Vikings are good enough to win the division, but very little else in the NFC North would surprise me.
So if I was going to ask you who finishes 4th, who finishes last in the NFC North, and your favorite to do that, you would say the Minnesota Vikings off the top of your head?
I would say the Minnesota Vikings, but again, like they were 5-8 and they won their last 4 games of the year to finish 9-8. And if they're bringing back essentially the same team, I mean, they got rid of Hargrave, they've cut some other players. They had a big retirement, right? Harrison Smith retired on defense. If in general they're bringing back a very similar team to last year, does Kyler Murray move the needle 1 extra win? And if they're 10-7 and that's your worst team in the NFC North, like that is a formidable division that the Packers need to be ready to compete. You can't have a Cleveland Browns letdown. You can't have, and I know the Panthers ended up being pretty good, but you can't have a Panthers letdown. You can't let that Cowboys game end in a tie. Those are going to be games next year that the Packers have to find a way to close and have to find a way to win. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talking text line.
I am more likely to think that if I was picking a team to finish in 4th place, I think I would pick the Lions.
The Lions, and I don't think you're alone. I think a lot of people would pick the Lions. The question is, do they rebound? I mean, the Lions before last year, the 2 years before that, were the class of the NFC North. Did they just have one bad year, or are the Lions on the downtrend? You are of the belief that maybe they're on the downside of this. That last year was more than just a blip of 700 injuries.
Yeah, I just don't know if Jared Goff is probably the worst. Like, is he better than Kyler Murray? I guess,
he's probably better than Kyler Murray. And one interesting point, 262 writes us into the talking text line, 414-677-1250. What about our defensive coordinator, previous head coach at Arizona? Could he keep Murray in check? Yes, but like, again, it's not like you need to keep Murray in check. Like, Kyler Murray is not all world that he's somebody you really need. Yeah, you game plan.
I mean, they just did it with Sam Darnold, though, Mitch. Like, that guy's career was over 2 years ago, and now he's out here winning Super Bowls.
All right, so this is so there's the bigger conversation, Tommy. You just hit on it. Is this a KOC conversation? Is KOC that good of a head coach? And is he a better quarterback whisperer than Matt LaFleur even? Obviously not with J.J. McCarthy, although who knows?
They won 9 games with J.J.
They won
McCarthy.
9 games.
Yeah,
right.
that was more impressive almost than winning 13 with Sam Darnold.
So could they win 11 with Kyler Murray because we believe in KOC as the head coach? It's hard to say we don't believe in KOC. Like KOC is obviously
I'm not rooting
getting
for him by any means.
No,
yeah.
No, I'm not saying we're rooting for him.
I'm just saying there's a blueprint with Sam
right.
Darnold that worked, and now he's got another number 1 overall pick who has more success in the NFL than Sam Darnold did before his career.
And has something to prove because he's making $36 million this year. But after this year, he's playing for a contract. Like he signed a 1-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. Whether he goes back to the Vikings or he gets his next deal, if they go 11-6, or if they go 12-5 and win 1 playoff game, Kyler Murray's getting the bag.
Yeah,
right. He's back to $40 million a year for 3 years. Right. He signs a 3-year, $120 million deal next year. Then we all say, was it Kyler Murray? Yeah, it was Kyler Murray, but it was really KOC. KOC did it again.
With that being said, I'm still going to say Jordan Love's best quarterback in the division.
I mean, you can make that argument. I don't hate that argument, but again, that goes to the same argument about who's the best team in the division, and could you see all the teams finishing in what position? Jordan Love should be the best quarterback and has the talent to be the best quarterback. And the way the Packers don't close games and the way the Bears do close games, at least last year, man, if I'm a Bears fan, there's no way I could ever admit that Jordan Love is better than Caleb Williams. The way that the Bears came back in those games and the Packers didn't. And it wasn't, I don't think it was on Jordan Love, but Jordan Love didn't win those games. The Packers
he didn't
lost
lose
games.
them either.
He didn't, but Caleb won them. He won games. He won games.
Caleb won one of those games.
Okay, but
the Packers lost both of those games more than the Bears won them too.
Right, but they had 7 comebacks with less than 2 minutes on the clock.
Right, which is not sustainable. The Vikings just did the same thing the year before with Sam Darnold. They won 12 games in 1-possession games, and then they missed the playoffs the next year.
But it might have been sustainable if they'd brought Darnold back.
Maybe, but
it might have been sustainable.
They didn't.
Right, that's an organizational failure. That's not a situational failure. That's not a quarterback failure.
And now they're going to rock out with another guy who they've never seen play in their uniform.
And they also fired their GM.
Yes.
So clearly they made the wrong decision there. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. 414-677-1250. Somebody texted in, never start with the Bucks. That train is over. That's what we said. That's literally all we said. We said the Bucks lost again. That train is over. And then we moved on. That's literally all we said. Nothing is more enjoyable than watching Vikings fans be excited about the head case nightmare just added to the team. Crash and burn, LOL. Bob in Minneapolis. That's a good one. I like that. And KLC's keeping that trophy case pretty empty, says 920. That's absolutely true. I don't know that it's on KOC. Obviously, the GM got fired. 608 would rank the NFC North. Packers 1, Lions 2, Bears 3, Vikings 4. And that's the beauty, but also the conundrum of the NFC North is that it's all over the place. It could go any direction. I like where I am as a Packers fan. Like Tommy, I like where the Packers are right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I know they need to prove it. I know we're not where they are right now, but I like where they are. 414-677-1250. Rams on the north side of Milwaukee. Ram, what do you got for us today?
I got 2 things.
One.
I don't know about. I disagree with your guy in the booth with you about Jordan Love being better than Caleb Williams. I don't see it.
That's fair.
From the plus performance, I don't see it. And
okay.
Then I want to ask you guys. Okay, so I'm going to get off there on this one. Rank the top 4 quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs. And do the Packers got a player in each one of those?
Okay.
Now, Jefferson is definitely the top receiver.
Right.
Not even no question.
That is correct. Amon Ross St. Brown is obviously number 2 in my mind.
I'm going to get off there. I just want to hear.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Ram.
I want your partner to say something, too. I hear your passion, though. I feel his passion. I do. But like you said, Mitch, Jordan Love got to prove it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jordan Love's got to prove it. And again, I don't feel like it was on Jordan Love last year, but at the end of the day, the Packers lost those games. They lost similar games that the Bears won. And it's, yes, I think Jordan Love's better than Caleb Williams. But last year, Caleb Williams won the games that Jordan Love lost. Now, it could all even out. Again, it's not sustainable. I totally agree with you, Tommy, but we'll see how that goes. I think when you look at running backs, I think Josh Jacobs is in the top 4 in the NFC North.
Jahmyr Gibbs is number 1, though.
Jahmyr Gibbs is number 1, for sure.
Yep. And then it's probably Josh.
I think it's Josh, and then I think it's I don't know, like the Bears, like Swift and Monungai is kind of one guy in my mind, and then the Vikings are last. Even though when they commit to the run, I think they could have a better running game this year with Kyler Murray. I think Aaron Jones being hurt all the time hurts them. Wide receiver, it's Jefferson, it's St. Brown, it's.
Look, you're ready to talk. You want to talk crazy? Like Christian Watson potential could be number 3 receiver,
right?
He's not right now, but I see it. with Christian Watson. Where's Tucker Kraft?
See it.
Tucker Kraft should be on this list if he's going to be there.
I know. I'm not. I'm going wide. I'm going pure wide receivers. Though.
Okay. Well,
I mean, right now, I think Roma Dunze is over Christian Watson.
Right now, yeah, for sure.
Right now, right now, Jordan Addison is probably over Christian Watson.
Maybe.
I know I like Jameson Williams way more than everybody else does.
I'm out on Jameson Williams.
Yeah, I know. He and it's funny, they didn't use him at all, and then once they started using him, all of a sudden he was really good. It's like, oh wait, we have Jameson Williams, and he's really good. We've got lots to get to still on the show. Don Wojczulis is going to join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. He's at the Big Ten tournament. Badgers with a nice win yesterday. They ate, but
dude, that last 5 minutes, man, it was
brutal.
Ridiculous.
It was brutal. When you're that shallow with big men with Nolan Winter out, it's going to show. I think it's going to show today.
The whistle was not in their favor.
It was not, but they also kind of put on the prevent defense too.
Yes.
He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm in Green Bay at our beautiful WNFL studios, part of the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. And I'm in. So the studio here, I don't have an outside window like I do when I broadcast from our headquarters in Milwaukee. And I don't know what our studios look like in Wausau or in Duluth Superior. I'll have to get up to those studios as well. There's like a skylight like over here, and so I can look up at the sky. But looking straight up at the sky, you can't tell if it's snowing or not because it's so cloudy that you can't tell. But I did just get an alert on my phone that snow is expected to end soon. So I think it's snowing here. Tom, you got any snow yet?
No snow, windy. It's been windy for the last yesterday driving home in the wind.
Yeah,
that was crazy. It was crazy wind, actually. And of course, like there's this semi as I'm driving the whole time, and I'm just thinking to myself, there's no good way to pass this right now. And if I die because the wind blows a semi onto my car,
so it's a way to go, bro.
I'm going to be
That's a way to go.
No. I mean, just the entire time I'm like, should I go past it? Should I not? The entire time.
The drive up, also very windy this morning. And there was like a box truck. It wasn't quite a semi, but it was definitely like half leaning over. Like you could tell the load had shifted and the wrong wind was going to move that thing over. So no good. We're still on Rasheed Walker watch. Rasheed Walker has not found a home, correct?
Nope.
That's weird, man. I don't know what's going on there.
It's not good.
Lots of college basketball. We'll get into all the college basketball scores. I'm excited for that. Don, a.k.a. Butch Wojczulis, College Sports Weekly from Chicago. He's going to join us coming up here on the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. Let's go. Let's go, Badgers.
Time for your fan weather report here, brought to you by Integrity Exteriors. 38 degrees, a high of 39 today. Winter storm watch in effect starting from Saturday evening through Monday afternoon with heavy snow and blowing snow. That is your fan weather report, brought to you by Integrity Exteriors.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
What it is, what it do. My name is Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. His name is Tommy Wirtz. We are the Mason Crosby Show, and we're just having a blast. 1 hour in, second hour starting. I'm in Green Bay because the girls WIAA basketball tournament underway. Big win for Oostburg yesterday. Tough loss for Kettle Moraine Lutheran. Those are a couple of the D3 schools that I was keeping an eye on. D2 about to get underway. Rice Lake, the number 1 seed, will play at 1:30. Followed up by Whitefish Bay versus Elkhorn. I am here in support of our Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes. Many tournaments going on right now as we're watching Florida play Kentucky, as we're watching, let's see, who else is playing right now? Ohio State, Michigan in a barn burner. Michigan up by 3 with 3 minutes left. We got, I only have the top 25 scoreboard up, so that doesn't help. That's what it defaults to. That's I just didn't click the button. It's like annoying to me.
It's okay.
We've got Missouri State, Louisiana Tech in Conference USA. Remember when Marquette was conference? Remember when Marquette and Cincinnati and just like all these teams, like Louisville, just had battles?
Do you remember when Marquette was going to join that like Catholic 7? You remember that? That was weird when that was.
I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, but I remember when that was going to happen.
Yep. Charlotte and UAB going at it in the AAC, the American Conference. SWAC semifinals, Prairie View A&M against Alabama A&M. And it's just, we've got one final on the day. St. Louis beat George Washington. That's like an old school A10 game. Like St. Louis and GW. Like
did he play by himself against St. Louis?
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
That's funny. George Washington used to be real. George Washington used to be a national player. I remember one year I was a senior in high school and a buddy of mine was running book at school during the conference tournament. And like, you know, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have stuff going on. And another friend of mine tried to swindle him by saying like, he had lost the bet on the GW game. And he said, like, I think Yinkadare, who was their center at the time, like, oh, Yinkadare, like, it was questionable if he was going to play. So the line switched before the game and I called and left you a message. It was like total chaos in my friend group about like who was right about this $50 bet in high school, which was a big deal back then. Not that I ever partook in that because that would be illegal and I would never. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. And joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. Good friend of show, College Sports Weekly, Don, a.k.a. Butch Wojczulis. Don, Butch, how are you, my man?
I'm good, Mitch. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
Absolutely. First of all, why don't you introduce or reintroduce? I know you've hit it up with Sparky and you've been on, but to the Mason Crosby Show audience and to people who may not have heard that, give a little intro. Like, tell us a little bit about what is College Sports Weekly. You were on these airwaves, and then you were across the street. Now you're back. Tell us a little bit about the evolution of College Sports Weekly.
Yeah, we started, Mitch, about 13 years ago. So the professor and I, that's Dan Underberg. Underberg. Each and every week, we sit down for 2 hours, and we cover everything from D1 to D3, what's happening in the state, and then obviously some of the national headlines. So it's just it's a great weekly way of getting caught up to what's happening, because obviously we're into the Badgers right now, which is why I'm at the Big Ten tournament. But at the D3 level, this year we had 13 teams get into postseason play on both the men's and women's side. So there's a lot of good collegiate activity happening in our beloved state.
Love that. And how can we listen to you every week?
Oh, thank you, Mitch. I failed to say that, didn't I? That'll be on Saturdays from 9 to 11 right here on these very airwaves.
Love it. So it's College Sports Weekly, and you focus on college sports and all the levels. So, NCAA, D1, D2, D3, and then smaller schools as well. So let's start with the biggest school, and that would be, of course, UW-Madison. The Badgers hold on and hold off Washington yesterday in a game that at one point looked like the Badgers were going to laugh this one away. It didn't end up that way, did it?
No, it didn't. It's very similar to what I'm watching right now between Michigan and Ohio State, where Ohio State started off a little bit slow, but has since battled back and has made this a heck of a first game here in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. The Badgers were absolutely dominant within that first 20 minutes, and I would say extend that into the first 5 minutes of the second half. But to Washington's credit, they wouldn't go away. They hung in there. They dominated the paint. They owned the paint yesterday against the Badgers, and they made it a heck of a game. But luckily, as you said, the Badgers held on and got the win.
Absolutely. The Badgers, I believe the final was 85-82. There was some question at the end about whether it was going to be 85-84 as Washington kind of made a layup at the buzzer, but they ruled, I think it went after. The only people that matters for is people who had probably Washington or in a parlay or in a teaser. But, that's the thing we talk about now. Like, for a long time, it was like, you didn't talk about the gambling aspect. How has the gambling aspect affected your job as focusing on college sports?
I think it's funny, Mitch, because we are of an era where it was taboo to talk about spreads and over-unders and things of that nature. And now it's on the crawl line, above and below the game, depending on what network you're watching. It's changed it tremendously. And I think it's going to be something to keep an eye on, because moving forward now, the NCAA has allowed college students to go ahead and gamble without it being illegal. And that could open some doors for some interesting context again in the coming years.
No doubt about it. It has changed the face of the sport. It has changed the face of what we do. There are now shows fully devoted. There are networks, we're part of one, that are fully devoted to the spreads and not just the spreads, but I mean, people get deep, the trends and the matchups and all this. Like I thought that I knew what I was doing when it came to gambling. And I think for a time I did, but the knowledge of this industry has just blown past where I was as kind of I was into it, but it is a big business right now, isn't it?
Well, it's a big business. And then we throw in the social media bravado that goes in, when someone loses. It's created a situation that is both enticing and engaging for the fans, because you have this opportunity to, in essence, be a part of it. But there's a losing side to it, is the reason why, Vegas keeps the light on 24 hours a day. People will lose. And then you've got that social media bravado that steps into the way and kind of puts a damper, I think, sometimes on how this thing has evolved over the last couple of years.
Don Wojczulis joining us here, College Sports Weekly, right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11. Don, I wanted to go back to this Badger team real quick. How concerned are you about today versus Illinois with the matchup you saw yesterday against Washington? Saw some great stuff out of Boyd and Blackwell. That's what we've seen all season long. But again, once you go past those two guys, it seems like you're scrapping up stats for a lot of people when Nolan Winter is out.
Tommy, I'm sure somewhere in that computer base is an 80s song that says you don't know what you've lost till it's gone, or what you had till it's gone. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday. Without Nolan Winter, there really wasn't a presence in the paint. You saw it in the outcome just as far as rebounds. I think it was something like 45 to 29 in total rebounds between the Badgers and Washington. And those rebounds in many cases happened for Washington on the offensive side, which gave them second and third opportunities, which created the situation that made it closer than I think many of us anticipated the way that game had started. So today I'm looking for somebody to step into the paint and own it a little bit, whether it's one person in particular or something rotational, because we know what we're going to get from our guards. We've got two of the best in the country. We just got to have a paint presence today if we have any shot in beating the Illini.
And what did you think when Braden Carrington launched that 35-footer after his day before that? Nothing was falling yesterday.
Well, but that's what we have to live and die on now, right? Because this team has really created its identity from beyond the arc. So whether or not shots are falling, these guys are chucking them up from beyond the arc, and you just keep your fingers crossed that some of these are going to fall on a regular basis, because this is what this team has morphed into, especially yesterday, without the presence of anything happening in the paint.
Don Wojczulis joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show, the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. And you know, I love this week. I'm on record. I love that start. You know that the smaller conferences typically play their games at the beginning of the week, and then all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday. You have game after game after game. You have rivalry games. You have games that don't mean anything. You have games that mean everything for teams that are on the bubble. You have rivals playing with each other where sometimes it matters and sometimes it doesn't matter. I know, we've seen the Wisconsin Badgers win at Illinois. We saw that. One of the best wins of the year throughout college basketball. We've got the rematch today. Am I crazy that I want the Badgers to play well, but I don't need them to win today? I don't need them to play another day into the weekend and get even more tired without Nolan Winter, where these two guards who I want well rested for next week, they don't need to be. I'm okay with it. If today is it in the Big Ten tournament, yeah, it's fun if your team goes to the weekend and plays in your conference tournament, but it's okay. I think it's okay if the Badgers don't advance after today.
No, I don't think you're crazy, Mitch, because I think I'd fall into that category. We're sitting here with about 6 seconds left in this Michigan-Ohio State game, where Michigan will probably get a number one seed. Ohio State, best case scenario, is sitting on the bubble and would need a win and need to advance and win the Big Ten tournament, really to assure themselves a chance to play in the big dance. The Badgers aren't there. The Badgers are probably going to be locked into that 6 or 7 seed. A win today may bump them up to a 5, but a 6 or 7 seed is just fine. And I'm with you. I don't need anybody else hurt. I need them rested. I'm glad they got the game that they had yesterday against Washington. I thought it was a good way to get their feet wet, so to speak, in tournament play. Now be competitive today. Take it down to the wire, just like I'm seeing here. If they win, great. I'm not going to poo-poo a win, but as long as they're competitive and we walk out of this thing healthy, I'm good with it.
Now, before people come down on us on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line, we're not cheering for the Badgers to lose. Like, if the Badgers win, I'm all in. I'm wearing my rose-colored glasses. I'm all in on the Badgers. If they win and they get some momentum and it's fun, I want the Badgers to win. I'm cheering for the Badgers to win. I want the Badgers to win. Don wants the Badgers to win. We all want the Badgers to win. But we're not trying to play both sides of the coin, right? We're trying to keep things as logical as possible while we're being fanatics, while we are being sports fans, that March success is great. NCAA tournament success, I think is more important than conference tournament. As much as I love the conference tournaments, I would love if a loss today means the Badgers get to the Sweet 16. I'll take that loss today, Don.
Well, and Tommy, that's it, right? Let's just use the hypothetical that the Badgers run the table, win the Big Ten championship, but then get into March Madness, and whether they play on Thursday or Friday in that, I still call it the opening round, and they lose. Think about what the headlines are going to be. The headlines aren't going to be that they were Big Ten tournament champions. The headlines are going to be it's another first round out for Greg Gard and company. That's what the headline is going to be. So you want to set this thing up so that these guys can make a run and have to, kind of erase what that narrative has been over the last couple of years.
Is this Badger team maybe battle tested more than other teams across the rest of the college basketball landscape in your mind, Don? Because quite frankly, I really like the Big Ten versus the field. I know Arizona looks good. Houston looks good, but man, the rest of this, the rest of this Big Ten, I mean, the Badgers this is a deep conference that Purdue finished as a 6th seed in this tournament.
Oh, I agree as far as the conference goes. I think us in the Big 12 are probably the 2 best conferences that you'll find in the country. I think this team, whether they're battle tested more than others, Tommy, I'm not sure, but I will say this. I think Greg Gard has done a magnificent job in this transfer portal era, of getting these guys to a point here in March where they've grown into this cohesive unit where, it's speed dating when you're trying to bring these guys in out of the transfer portal, but there's an element of, can we call it speed culture, in which you have to get these guys to believe in one another, be a team, go through the whole 9 yards of that. And I think Gard is magnificent when it comes to that. So I think this team, even with the transfer portal being what it is as cohesive as any group you're going to find around the country.
Ohio State fights valiantly, but goes down to Michigan in the first game of the day at the Big Ten tournament in Chicago at the United Center. 71-67, Michigan the victor there. And I can't help but think back, Don, to the first ever Big Ten tournament, 2007 at the United Center. And that was, of course, Orlando Tucker and Brian Butch. Brian Butch didn't play because of an injury, but the Badgers made a nice run in that one. And, now you've got UCLA and you had USC in Washington to play the Badgers. Do you think conference realignment is done, or do you think there's still some more dominoes to fall here?
The way the state of the college game is, I can't say anything is done at this point. I do think we're going to see realignment, and that realignment is going to be different than what we're talking about, I think, initially. I think we're going to get back to a point where things become more regional because of the travel. And I think if we can get that taking place, I don't see why, for instance, if you take UCLA and USC and put them back into Pac-12, with the way media deals have gone, that they couldn't necessarily get themselves a media deal that would keep them appeased and happy and allow them the opportunity to be competitive against the Big Ten and the Big 12 and the SEC, as you can go right down the line. I just think at some point we're going to get back to regionality, because that's really the foundation of what college sports is. I mean, to sit here, you go back to that first tournament, Mitch, to sit here and think that Washington and USC and UCLA, West Coast teams have had to come to the heartland in order to play a tournament. It just seems a little bit strange. Not that they're not good teams, not good programs, not good universities. It just doesn't seem right that they're not playing in a Pac-12 like setting and they're out here playing in the Big Ten.
Or that Maryland's not playing in the ACC. I mean, that is crazy to me as well.
Yeah.
Don, real quick, on the smaller schools, the D3 schools that we all know and love throughout the state of Wisconsin, who are you keeping your eye on during this March season?
Well, right now we've got both the men's and women's teams at the University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, or as I like to say on the show, the University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, my alma mater.
Nice.
Has advanced into the Sweet 16. So going to keep an eye on the Eagles going into this weekend to see if they can get through the weekend and maybe take a shot at the Final Four. Because, Mitch, this year, all of the planets have aligned that when we get to Indianapolis for the Final Four at the NCAA Division I level, the NIT will have their Final Four and championship there, and Division II and III on that Sunday will play their championship in Indianapolis. So it's going to be college nirvana once we get to that weekend in April.
That is awesome. I love that. We will keep our eye out there. And what do you got coming up on the show tomorrow?
Coming up on the show tomorrow, we'll talk obviously about the Badger game today. We'll take a look back at Marquette and UWM. Have both of their seasons have come to a close. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on the D3 stuff, as I was just talking about with lacrosse. And Cam Fuller, the athletic director at St. Norbert's, is going to join us. Cam is the chair of the NCAA Division III men's tournament that is obviously taking place right now. So we'll talk to Cam about the difference in setting up an NCAA Division III national tournament as opposed to what we're going to sit through on Sunday and waiting for the teams to be unveiled.
It's College Sports Weekly every Saturday from 9 to 11 right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network with Don Wojczulis and the Professor Dan Underberg, a.k.a. Thunderberg. Don, thank you so much for jumping on with us today, and we look forward to catching up with you in the future and listening in tomorrow morning as you guys break it all down for us.
Guys, appreciate you. Have a good Friday.
You as well. Enjoy Chicago and go Badgers. As Michigan and Ohio State finished up about 6 or 7 minutes ago. So we're probably about 25 minutes away from tip-off with the Badgers and the Illinois Fighting Illini. We all know that this is a great week. There's tons of March basketball going on. We know next week the tournament starts, but next week is also St. Patrick's Day. Tuesday is St. Patrick's Day. So enjoy. Come join the Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. He'll be broadcasting live on Tuesday afternoon from 2 to 5 at Moe's Irish Pub on Highway 100 in Wauwatosa. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, make your way to Moe's Irish Pub, where I've been there probably half a dozen different St. Patrick's Days. There's green beer and there's Guinness and there's all the great corned beef and cabbage and all the fixins, all the potatoes, all the good stuff. You know me. If there's a specialty food item happening, I am all about it.
We should normalize.
I will go out of my way.
Corned beef needs to be more normalized year round.
Yeah, like
everyone says that about stuffing at Thanksgiving time.
Yes.
It needs to be a way harder push for corned beef.
Well, and I think corned beef is normalized that like people can get Reubens, and now there's like the deep fried Reuben rolls that people are eating, but just like a plate of corned beef with potatoes. You know, you can get your ribeye or you can get your steak or whatever it is. I think a plate of corned beef, I totally agree with you. You get it done the right way, cut the right way. That is absolutely wonderful for us omnivores and meativores. Meativores, is that right? Carnivores, meativores. Yeah, you think Omar would put some corned beef?
All right, one at a time.
All right, relax. He is Tommy Orts. I'm Mitch Ellis. We've got some end of the week trivia to play with everybody. I don't know if mine's a trivia question, but mine's just like a testing Tommy's knowledge because I know he knows.
I have a top 10 for you.
You have a top 10 for me. Yep. I have a top 14 for you, but it's not in order.
Updated from this year, or was it just last year's top 10?
Yours or mine?
Yours, I'm asking, because last time you did it, it was like through 2025.
I get, you know what, bro? I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah, you could tell Pro Football Reference about that. How about that?
All right, cool.
All right, you write a letter, okay?
I will.
Put a stamp on it.
I don't know how to do that.
Exactly. This is the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm in Green Bay today because it's the girls WIAA basketball tournament. Semifinals, Division II. I'll be there. I'll be loud.
Are you going to say hi to Andy Herman at least while you're up there?
Like as I'm driving, I will wave to the outside and say, hi, Andy Herman.
I saw he was at like a high school speaking today.
I mean, as he should be.
Yeah.
He should be. Andy Herman should be at every career day. Like there is no high schooler who does not want to be a professional podcaster. And Andy Herman is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
fair point. Fair point.
Like he
I
just
don't even
turned
know
the
if
mic
he
on.
exists. I've never met him. So we're still waiting. Andy Herman's just a voice in my head.
Why weren't you weren't in Green Bay for the draft, but why weren't you in Green Bay during the playoffs?
Dude, duty calls in Milwaukee, man. I'm not allowed to go to Green Bay. They'll send me to Arizona before they'll send me to Green Bay.
That's crazy.
Unreal,
That's
right?
crazy.
That's actual case scenario. Hour and a half drive yourself as opposed put them on a plane. Let's go.
And because you worked with Sparky last year on the Green Bay post-game show, it's not like you could get to a game like to cover it as media. And that's not really your vibe. Like, do you think that'll become more your vibe a little bit? Or,
no,
or
I don't want to be
like,
a journalist. I don't want to be a journalist, man. I don't want to break news. I want to react.
That's not the same. That's not the same.
I don't want to react to what other people say. I don't really want to.
You don't want to go to
questions.
games. You don't want to go to games.
No, I like watching them in the comfort of my own home. I know.
How do you form relationships then?
You love me or you hate me.
Yeah, but if you don't know who you are,
that's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. That's fair. I got this breaking news. It doesn't really affect me. I don't know if it affects you. Are you a Formula One guy?
No.
Okay.
I know
but
the
I'm guessing
Netflix documentary kind of blew up the sport.
Yep. I'm guessing we have some Formula One fans in the audience of the fandom of Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Formula One is set to cancel April's races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia due to the ongoing Iran war. F1 was due to race in Bahrain April 12th and Saudi Arabia April 19th. Both countries have been struck during Iran's response after the U.S. and Israel launched a wave of attacks on Iran. No word on whether they'll be rescheduled there or elsewhere. But that, as Mason and I did a segment last week, Tommy, when you were out.
Yeah.
And by out, I mean you were working really hard in Arizona. About like how world politics can affect sports without us getting political about that. Yeah, we can all have our opinions about what's going on in the world, whether it's, when things broke out in Mexico and the World Cup is coming to Mexico, or Iran also just announced that they will not participate in the World Cup. They can't see sending their men's team to the World Cup. And does that open up a spot for another team, or is there a default? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that all works. But certainly global sports are affected. When a Ukrainian, I don't know, was it luger or skeletoner wanted to put things on their helmet, and just the global system of politics and war and those sorts of things certainly have an effect on the sports world. So, for you F1 fans, I'm sure you will be paying attention as this story develops. But it's time. We do this once a week. I feel like we do it on do we do it on Thursdays usually?
Yeah, because Friday is Mason's Moments usually. Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But we had Keith O'Brien jump on yesterday to talk about his new Larry Bird book, Heartland, which was great. It was great to catch up with him. Text the word Crosby to 414-677-1250. That is the Nicolay Law Talking text line. If you text the word Crosby, you'll get a link to listen to our show and to listen to past segments. I thought that interview with Keith O'Brien was really nice yesterday.
Awesome.
Talking about Larry Bird in the 70s and kind of that time period between Indiana and Indiana State, and during his childhood and things he had to overcome, growing up poor, growing up a father who unalived himself and did it pretty publicly and with his family. So that was a great interview. So we didn't play trivia. So I've got some trivia for Tommy, and Tommy has some trivia for me. And as I did this trivia, all of a sudden I thought of a new trivia question that is better for me to ask you because I would be terrible at it. I won't tell you what that is because I'll save that for you. But you can do this in two different ways. Okay.
All right.
I have a list of 14 names, Tommy.
Okay.
They are the 14 names that I did a little research, not a lot, a little research of people who are generally accepted to be picked in the top 10 of the NFL draft this year.
Gosh. Okay.
Okay. So here's how we can do this. You can name names and tell me that we can get to the 14, or I can tell you the names and you can tell me what college they went to.
Oh,
because
I think if I name the names, it'd be tougher as opposed to the colleges.
Yeah. Ball. I mean, I would know. I think I know 4 of the 14
names just in general.
No. I know
the colleges.
I know 6 or 7 of the names. I would have known 4 of the 14 colleges if you gave me the name. I assume you will do better than that.
Yeah, I probably could get. I mean, I'd be very comfortable with getting 8, and I would be probably upset if I don't get 12.
Okay, so 8 is your over/under, 12 is your happy number.
Yeah, I need. Now my over/under should probably be 10.5. I should
10.5.
Yeah, it should be high on this.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you know ball.
It's probably gonna be an upset. But it needs to be a higher number. Like a lot of people should be able to do this in my mind who are keeping up with this.
Yeah, I don't pay attention.
I know you hate the draft. You hate the draft.
I hate the draft.
Too.
Right.
Yeah.
When
you
somebody's
hate the draft.
Right. When somebody's drafted by the Packers, then I love them.
Right.
I don't care about the other 31 teams.
Okay, Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, we're
from Indiana.
Right, Indiana. Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Do you want me to go through the list?
Oh, I guess.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the
names. No, that's harder.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, that's why I was going a harder number on that.
No,
Okay,
that's
fine.
too hard.
Fine, go ahead.
Do
Name the guys.
Right.
Name the guys.
Arvell Reese,
Ohio State.
Sonny Styles,
Ohio State.
Ruben Bain Jr.,
Miami.
Francis Maiagoa,
Miami.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Monroe Freeling.
Ooh, that one I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You want to skip? Pass?
Yeah, we'll pass.
You can pass. We'll come back to it. David Bailey,
Texas Tech.
Yeah. You could have just said like Reese Crosby.
Yeah,
got it. Good there.
Got it.
Carnell Tate.
Ohio State.
Yep. Jeremiah Love.
Notre Dame.
Caleb Downs.
Ohio State.
Makai Lemon.
USC.
Spencer Fano.
Utah.
Fano. Avion Terrell.
Clemson.
Mansour Delane.
Oh, I know. Is that Texas?
No.
Texas school? Pass. Nope. Pass.
Okay. So all right. So you got 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you passed on 2. So Mansour Delane is a cornerback. And Monroe Freeling is an offensive tackle.
Yeah, Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle.
Monroe Freeling is from a school that typically we see very high defensive picks. There are no high defensive picks from this school this year, but he's from
Georgia.
Thank you. Yes,
yeah.
Nicely done. Yep.
Nice. I wouldn't have got that.
No, and Mansour Delane.
He's an East Coast guy, right?
No. You were closer with Texas. This state borders Texas.
Oklahoma?
No.
LSU.
Yes.
All right.
There All right. So you got 12. You're over, and the other 2 you weren't like you were in the neighborhood.
We were thinking.
Yeah.
Do you want to do mine now? Here, it's probably a little tougher, but it's interesting, and I want to talk baseball.
All right. I don't like tougher at all. 262 and real quick, I want to get back to it, but I do want to get to some of our text on the text line. 414-677-1250 Nikolai Law Talk text line. Iran being out opens the door for either UAE, United Arab Emirates, or Iraq, long shot Italy. I've heard Iraq has already petitioned that they should be in, so we'll see what happens there. Somebody wrote in Let's Go Elks. Somebody else wrote in Go Bay. The Elkhorn Whitefish Bay hate is already happening, and I am here for it. And Tommy, somebody wants to know, how are you out on Jamison Williams? He's the best WR2 in the NFC North.
Yeah, he's a 1 catch for 13-yard guy or an 8 catch for 112-yard guy. I mean, that's what he does every other week.
I don't know if that's him. I think that might be the offensive play call.
Sure. All right. But he's a product of it. So, I mean, maybe he's the best wide receiver, too. I actually really think Jordan Addison is pretty good.
I think Addison is really good. Yep.
And would he be the best wide receiver on the Packers? Maybe. But I wouldn't take him over.
That's interesting.
I wouldn't take him over Amon-Ra or JJ or any, or even Jordan Addison. Like I said, on that point too.
Okay.
The last 10 unique opening day starters for the Milwaukee Brewers, starting with number 11 would be Ben Sheets in 2008. So from 2009 to 2025, opening day starters for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Freddie Peralta.
That is one of them.
Giovanni Gallardo.
Giovanni Gallardo is on that list.
Let's go with Woody.
Woody is on that list. Yep.
Burnsy.
Burns is on that list. You got everything till 2020. Yep. And Gallardo is 2010. So you're missing 2009. And then it starts back up in 2015.
Ooh, 2009. It's not like Jimmy Haynes or something like that, is
Nope.
it?
Nope.
Or Jeffrey. No. All right. Julius Chassin.
Julius Chassin, 2019. Yes.
Yeah, you didn't think I'd get that one.
That was a good one.
I didn't think I'd get that one.
I don't think he's the hardest name on this list.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I don't. So 2015 through 2018 and 2009.
2015 through 2018. So they were getting good.
It is 4 different names, by the way, from 2015 to 2018.
Yeah. So we're and then 20 and what was the earlier one?
09.
Soup.
He pitched great. Yep.
Yep. Soup pitched great. Okay. So 15 through 18 is going to be weird.
It's 4 different names.
Right. And it's between the CC, Soup, Dave Bush, all those years, and the current like Burns and Woodruff, like who was good as they were coming up.
Right.
I would have just said Gallardo started all those years.
Gallardo started 11 through 4 or 10 through 14.
Okay.
And then it's the first guy after him who actually also, I think he had 2 years with the Brewers and his first year was really solid.
It's not Matt Garza, is it? Did Garza start one?
No, it's not Garza.
Okay. My first ever rant, Thunderwatch ever, was Matt Garza.
Yeah,
on the Mitch Nellis show. I just absolutely eviscerated him.
Yeah, he hated Milwaukee.
I should have just dropped the mic and quit radio that day. Like that's what I should have done back in 2000, whatever it was, in the aughts. I'm really struggling from that. Like, I feel like that was the time period that I had a 2-year-old and a newborn. And so my brain broke during those years.
2015, he more famously pitched within the division than he did for the Brewers.
Cardinals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh man. And he started for the Brewers.
Yep. 2 years he had with the Brewers.
Man, I'm totally blanking. All right, come back to that one.
Okay. That was probably the easiest one of the other 3 remaining. One of them shares the same last name of a guy that we already said here. Another one, I would be surprised if you get the 2017 starter. And 2018, a decently long career where you're talking about, I believe he pitched for the Diamondbacks before Milwaukee. Yep. And then ended up finding his way to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more teams after his time with the Milwaukee Brewers. Pitching in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I should definitely know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I've heard of all these guys.
You've heard of all of them for sure, but
I've covered them.
Yeah,
but my brain, it's just not how my brain works anymore, unfortunately.
2015, the name.
And if you want a 414-677-1250, if you want to text in some of these guesses, go right ahead. 414-677-1250. 2015,
this guy got absolutely shelled on opening day. The Brewers lost 10-0 to the Colorado Rockies. And I misspoke. He pitched 3 years for the Brewers, 29 career starts with a 4.11 ERA. However, in his first year with the Brewers, he was a 3.35 ERA, and his 2014, he was 3.54 ERA, 198 innings in both of those seasons.
I feel like I can picture him.
He was 34 years old when he came to Milwaukee.
All right, who you got?
Kyle Loesch. Kyle Loesch.
Yes, absolutely Loesch. Yep.
Let me talk about the other guys here that, again, I don't know if you were going to get this. The same last name. Did that give a hint to anything?
Is there a Burns?
No, it's a Peralta.
Oh, Peralta. Willie Peralta,
Willie
of course.
Peralta started
Yes, Willie
2016
Peralta.
opening
Of course
day.
he did.
He
was supposed to be good.
The name that you were like, I should get this because of how many teams he pitched for, Chase Anderson. Remember him?
Yeah.
And then people
he was
forget.
a dog.
People forget Junior Guerra started an opening day.
Yes,
for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Crazy.
The Milwaukee Brewers, as I said, from 2014 till 2020 did not have the same opening day start.
Yep. And now, and who's starting this year, Tommy?
I don't know. Woodruff.
Woody.
And Woody hasn't started an opening day since 2021.
Yeah. I mean, I think he obviously deserves it. We all agree.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, like, is he going to be it? If he's healthy, he's it, right?
I would hope so.
If he's healthy.
That was trivia.
That was trivia right here on the Mason Crosby Show. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We'll come back to wrap things up. Whitefish Bay, Elkhorn, ding, ding. It's the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Wirtz in the house as well as we send you off into the weekend. They are underway in Chicago, Wisconsin v. Illinois, going at it in the, whatever round this is, the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament. Sparky will keep you updated on this game, so make sure you stay tuned to Wisconsin Sports Daily coming up next, as he will give you the rundown there. Today, the Brewers are taking on the Athletics. That's a 3:10 first pitch at American Family Fields of Phoenix.
The Oakland, Las Vegas, Sacramento Athletics?
I think that Philadelphia, Kansas City.
Oh, good point.
Yeah,
Good point. Old head.
You can just call me Unk.
Yeah,
you don't have to say old head. You can just say Unk.
We were teaching Tim Allen different old man, like young guy
Dude,
phrases.
What an Unk.
Unk was one. Drip was another one. Teaching. I need a sound.
You
drop.
You like my drip right now?
I need a drop of Tim Allen when he was like drippy. He just
that'd be amazing.
So good.
Speaking of drippy, there's no doubt in my mind that Kyle Harrison is drippy on his way into the stadium today.
Nice.
Kyle Harrison starting for the Brewers today. Also slated to pitch Craig Yoho, Trevor McGill, and Carlos Rodriguez. Jake Bauer still batting .529 during spring training. Blake Perkins has a 5-game hitting streak. Andrew Vaughn hitting .370 with a couple home runs. And Jacob Wojczulis, non-roster invitee, unscored upon in 6 relief appearances.
You will never say his name correct.
Wojczulis.
Wagspach. There you go. Oh, that you just went real Boston on that one. That was real Boston.
All right, so here's part of the issue. One of my best friends of my entire life since first grade is named John Spack. Like his last name is Spack. So I see Spack, it's Spack.
Right.
Like, so Wogspach is John Spack. Like it's supposed to rhyme in my mind. Remember, everybody, Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, come and enjoy a day of fun at Moe's Irish Pub on Highway 100 in Wauwatosa. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, broadcasting live from 2 to 5 on Wisconsin Sports Radio Network with all of the corned beef and all the Guinness and the green beer and all those fun
What are the
things
chances? Do you think Sparky likes Rubens?
I do think Sparky likes a Reuben.
Okay, I'll ask him on the way out.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know if he likes it with the Thousand Island and with all the stuff. I think he likes corned beef.
He likes corned beef?
Yeah, I think like a corned beef deli sandwich. I think he likes more than a Reuben.
We'll see.
Yep. Yeah. I do believe that. Girls basketball state tournament. The Rice Lake and Beaver Dam are underway at the Rush Center. Following that, it will be the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes taking on Elkhorn. That's the game. That's why I'm here. That's the one I'm excited for. Should be a blast. And just as we send you off into the weekend, Bucks do play at the Hawks tomorrow at 2. So if you are at the Potawatomi Sportsbook and you bet on the Hawks, I won't hold it against you. Tommy, you got a weekend planned?
Heading to Walworth right now after this.
Is that a wall? Fun. I'm not going. I'm going the opposite direction. I'm north.
Yeah.
You're kind of south.
Getting close to the Illinois border.
That's right. We're all over the state of Wisconsin, representing well. Mason's back on Monday. That's the plan. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Thanks to everybody here at WNFL in Green Bay. Let's go, Dukes. Dukes on 3. 1, 2, 3, Dukes.
I was